What is up, my good friends? So I'm here to do something I don't normally do, and that is a TBR. So this is my August TBR. I am a very big mood reader, and I go to the library a lot, so because I don't have space here to keep a lot of books. Um, so I don't really plan what I'm going to read, but this year is a little different because I'm doing the 52 book challenge, which it's 52 different prompts, and you just try to read books over 2021 that fit the prompts. And it's not against their rules to do books that fit multiple prompts, but I'm doing it to where one prompt per book or one book per prompt. So, and since I am, school's about to start, school's going to start in August, and I'm actually moving up a grade. I'm going to teach ninth grade this year instead of eighth grade, so real excited about that. Always wanted to get into a high school, but been a little young to teach high school. So, I've completed 41 of the prompts, I think. I'm not sure. So this month, because of school, because of things being new, I'm wanting to focus on this challenge because I had set a goal for 100 books, and last year I did 75 was my goal, and I exceeded that. I read 78. But I want to try to do 100 because I wanted to read a little bit more short books because I don't read a lot of short books because I didn't have a library card for the longest time, and short books kind of just felt like a waste of money because I didn't use them for very long. So I stuck with long books. But now I'm reading shorter books and I'm really loving them. It's like a whole new world for me. So the first prompt that I have actually two options for this. It's a book set at a school. So I could do one of the big books going around booktube right now, The Ivies by Alexa Dunn. I could do that one. I kind of want to, and I kind of want to do a review on it because unlike most author tubers, Alexa Dunn actually has an agent and she is traditionally published. So I wanted to compare just her quality, and I had kind of planned to do a weekend reading vlog where I read this and Brightly Burning because that fit another prompt. It fit the having to do with fire, but I ended up doing my dystopia week, which I think it's going to be up here. I'll link it up there. I ended up reading The Hunger Games, and since she was the girl on fire, it kind of fit the fire prompt. So I could do The Ivies, or I could do The View from Saturday. This book is very close to my heart because my mom and I used to read this when I was in elementary school, and it was a very kind of serendipitous event when I took my little brother, who has severe autism, to the library, just because it's so hot outside and he needs a little bit more activity. Because I do watch him in the summer and I watch him for my parents. And so I took him to the library and I was getting my books and getting all my stuff together. And I turned around and I said, "Okay, you can choose one book. I'll wait here for you." He runs off and he comes back with this. This is about a sixth grade kind of quiz bowl competition, which is actually where I got the idea for my screenplay, Whose Guys No Less Grand, which revolves around a competition too, an academic competition. So these both take place in schools, and if you don't know what the Ivies is about, I don't think I told you. It's about this clique of girls all trying to get into the Ivy Leagues at a really prestigious boarding school. I went to private school. I went to a very prestigious private school. I only went to boarding school for a year, but then I switched to just like normal school that you don't board at. And getting into college is brutal in America. So I feel like I could probably relate to this, not in like the thriller killing people, but it is pretty cutthroat. So there's that one. And then the next prompt, I'm looking down at my iPad because I have pictures of them. My next prompt is, let's see, going to be The Road. It's an author over who wrote the book over 75. Now, you probably saw me haul this in my if you watched it. It's not a very viewed video. When I went thrifting when the roofers were here at my house. So, I'm going to read this one. I know it's bleak. I love bleak. I love darkness. And so, yeah, I'm going to read this because this fits the prompt. And I've planned this for a long time. So, I'm really excited. Blood Meridian. Love it. No Country for Old Men. Oh, best neo-western I've ever seen and read. So, love that. And, oh, also, 1 second. We're gonna edit this. Okay, so this one I forgot to prepare when I was setting up to film. Stay Gold. Now, let me get my thing. The prompt is a book mentioned in another book. Now, a very popular book on BookTube is Fangirl by Rowell. Hated that book, hated it so much. The main character was insufferable, and the character Levi was creep, and well, there's a part in that book where our main character literally stays up all night to read The Outsiders to this grown-ass man who's in college and has a hard time reading, and so he listens to audiobooks, which that's fine. But to make this random girl stay up all night and read it to you, awful. So I'm stretching this one. This is really the only one I'm stretching. Stay Gold is a retelling of The Outsiders. As you can see, Stay Gold, Pony Boy. I've looked at a little bit of it. Let's see. I love this cover too. And so we have a character named Pony. So it's pretty cool. And Pony here is a trans male, which is really cool. I have the book Middlesex. I haven't read it. Now, that's not a trans person. That is an intersex person. They are different. And just as a teacher, it's going to be inevitable that one of these days I'm going to teach a trans student. So, I'm really excited about this. I think it is a romance. Personally, I'm straight, so I would only date a male, a cis male. That's just personal preference. That's me. It's totally fine if you have different preferences. That's what makes it all different. Makes us all different and all unique and all beautiful creatures. So I want something a little different that I've never read about. And yeah, I don't know. I did buy this. I got it used, and if I like it, I may keep it in my classroom. So next prompt. I'm really excited about that one. Okay, next prompt. Where are we? That's my bird call. No, it's not. Okay, so there's Stay Gold. And then we've got come on. Rose to Gold. Okay, Family Saga. I have 3 options for this. One, I kind of want to read Winter of the World by Ken Follett, which I have on my iPad. It all depends on my reading buddy, my friend, Ben. If he reads Fall of Giants in time and is willing to buddy read Winter of the World with me, that's what I'll do. Because Ken Follett, we know I have a very love-hate relationship with him. I'm very entertained by his books, but probably not in the way he intended. So if that doesn't work out, I will do either North and South by John Jakes or A Breath of Snow and Ashes, which is the 6th Outlander novel. Because the 8th's coming out, I really do kind of want to get to this, but it is 506,000 words. It will be the longest book I've ever read. Right now, the longest book I've ever read is actually the book before this. It was 504,000 words. Now, to put that into perspective, probably the most common, most popular long book most people have read is Pillars of the Earth. That's 410,000 words. This is almost 100,000 words longer. And it's under 1,000 pages. Look how small the font is. That's why you really can't go by page count. It doesn't mean anything. But if you go to kobo.com, which I will link down below, it will give you the word count. Okay, next prompt is featuring the environment, I believe. let's see, yes, featuring the environment. So I had planned to read Emerson's Nature, but I don't think I'm gonna get to that. Um, Mostly just because it's like a collection of essays and it's really cumbersome and I just don't want to read it anymore. I like Emerson's quotes and essays and stuff, but I just don't want to spend this month reading that. It's just no. So this I have planned, the overstory, for another blog. So when this came along, this replaced Nature. Although I do love Nature, it's just not what I want to read right now. I'd rather read this. And I know this has something to do with trees. That's it. So trees, the environment, there we go. And next is a book that... Okay, I'm back. So I didn't even have it down here with me. So, okay, next is a book that takes place in a Mediterranean country. Song of Achilles. Need to read it. Heard it's great. Heard it's going to make me cry. I really don't think it is. The last book that made me cry was A Monster Calls. So I don't really tend to cry about romance. Anything to do with, like, parents, children losing their parents gets me. And I mostly just cry because I'm overwhelmed. Next, coming of age novel. We Ride Upon Sticks. And if you're an avid booktube watcher, you know that this was Books and Lala's favorite book from 2020. Yeah. So it's about a field hockey team that gets involved in witchcraft. There we go. And lastly, the last prompt that I know I have a book for is featuring a garden. So I will put in a picture. This will be my little symbol because I have an ARC that doesn't have the cover art on it. So here's the cover art. For Garden of Lies. This is by an author tuber named Zachary Pieper, as you saw. I've already read 5% of this. Not loving it. And it's self-published, and we know how I feel about self-publishing. Now, I have spoken to Zach a few times. He's a very nice guy, but when it comes to writing, I don't feel he has the best attitude. But pushing all that aside, we're giving his book a chance, and we're going to read it objectively. So the last prompt, I actually don't have a book for, so I'm going to need your help, and that is featuring the legal profession. I don't know. So I'm going to need your help. I heard Artemis by Andy Weir features it, but I don't really... Sci-fi's not really my thing, but I could give it a chance. Who knows? So if you have a good suggestion for a book about lawyers or featuring the legal profession, leave it down in the comments, because I need one. And so that's it. That's my August TBR. So keep reading, keep writing, keep loving words, and I will see you next time. Bye. Never mind, there's one more prompt, and that is dragons. It's a book about dragons. I'm going to read The Bone Ships. So it's a book about these ships that are made of dragon bones. Dragons have been extinct forever, but they just heard of one. There's an ongoing war, so whoever catches the dragon that's in a far-off land wins, or wins the war. So I have already started reading this because another book I was reading is on my iPad, and I needed to charge my iPad, so I just started this one. Loving it so far, and so this will be the next book I read. Bye!